Hey everyone, it's Rockin' Larry Lockin with Pleiadian Express Productions in association with the Pleiadian and Angelic Rainbow Orbs page. Yeah, I would like to just tell everybody this is mainly a message for followers of the Rainbow Orbs page, you know, people that love their light codes, love their Orbsy Warbsies, because we all just love our Orbsy Warbsies. So I'm going to run a little slideshow. See, these are the different places that you can find us. We have affiliates where we post our material to. The mothership is basically the Facebook page, okay? The Pleiadian and Angelic Rainbow Orbs page, which was created on, it went into effect on January 25th, 2015. Now, I had planned it for about a year. It was set to go right after Thanksgiving in 2014. I had some problem with Facebook or something. I can't remember what the hell it was, but it got delayed. I couldn't get something right with the page, or it was something funky. You know, Facebook has all those kind of little weird glitches you can't explain. Which ties me into my next point real quick before we get into this. So, the page was actually out of circulation for a year and a half due to Facebook taking it from me because they said there was a copyright issue violated, but they never would tell me what. I could never get a hold of anybody for years back and, you know, for this whole year back and forth. Finally, after a year, I gave up and I just realized I was never going to be able to do anything. The page was still there, but I couldn't get into it. Okay, it was locked. So I thought, yeah, well, you know, hey, you know, que sera, sera, right? Well, a couple months later, it was about 6 months later, actually, I get this message from Facebook, and it just, all it told me was, hey, the issue's been resolved. The copyright issue has been resolved. That's it, plainly. So I thought, okay, I wonder what that means. Can I use it again? So I went back and tried to access it again with everything. I got in. Okay, now 4 of those years, too, it was out of circulation because my ex-wife and I, she's a really super enlightened woman, but she wanted to go away from this, the extraterrestrial community, the star seed community, and didn't really, you know, want me involved. So I said, yeah, okay. You know, I took the high road. I'm like, yeah, okay. So it sat there. So in that almost 11 years now that it's been in circulation, you know, a good 6 of that, it hasn't been in effect. That's why, you know, that's why it's a fairly small page, I think. You know, that's why it's just a couple short now, 14,000 followers. But, and I really appreciate them all, but I think of what might have been if I would have had those years back to work on them, right? It might actually be a page that's worthy of note. Right now it's still kind of tight, you know, it's really, really small. And by now it should be much, much bigger. But that's just how it goes, right? I mean, you know, maybe there's a silver lining in it. I mean, it ain't the worst fucking thing in the world that can happen, believe me. It's everything's okay with it now, so we're good. So I'm gonna go and show where you can find us at. You know, of course, you can find us here. Let's just go through it. I've got this thing running through a couple times, so here we go. I gotta hit play though. Thanks to Scoops, compliments to Scoops for this, even though they're a cesspool of a format. But so you see, we got the page, the mothership page. Okay, now there's a nice little glowy orb. Okay, so this ties into one of the 5 YouTube channels I have. This is the number 4 channel. It's also Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs. Okay, we post all our shit there. All our pictures go to there. Here's where they start out from with the watermark. They start out at Lemonade. Okay, because Lemonade is great. Just ask my friend Nate. He likes to master his checkmate because he's into chess. Okay, so there they are. They're uniting. Yay. Pleiadian Blue Sky Orbs. Okay, we are the Pleiadian Blue Sky Orbs on Blue Sky. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Very exciting place to be. If, you know, if you're okay with not having a pulse part of the time. Okay, we're on the Absorbed Pleiadians. Yay. Gee, Elon's place. Oh, fuck him. Anyway, so there we are. We're the Absorbed Pleiadian. Tumblr. We're on Tumblr, too. Kind of Tumblr's about a no-call, no-show of a place, too. Tumblr.com, we're there, we're loyal. Oh, we're on Snappity Chat. Yay, Snapchat. Yay, we're the Orb Snaps over on Snapchat. Here we come with the Orb Scoops. Orb Scoops. And, of course, we are the Pinteresting. We're so Pinteresting over at Pinteresting Orbs. And, you know, and then there we are the Threading the Orbs on Threadsies. Threadsy Wedsies. Oh, there, look at that. Look at all that. Look at, I'm not a mark for social media or anything, am I? Okay, so we go, it's going to run through it again. So here's the thing. Now, what it didn't show is TikTok and Instagram. TikTok and Instagram, I post all our orb photos there, but I don't do it in photo format. All I do there is I put it in a song I like and throw it over there in a reel. I just share reels with those two. I do other shit with TikTok and Instagram, but as far as the orbs go, it's just the reels. That's it. You know, why not? Because it's easy to do, and I mean, you know, if they'd rather see pictures by themselves, well, that's their lameness. Anyway, so these other places, though, you can see all our orb pictures. I mean, the YouTube channel, and I don't think a lot of people realize there are pictures on YouTube. And then I was looking at my homepage on YouTube, and I was like, okay, people have to actually scroll over to the side a little bit to see posts. And I know how people are. I'm sure they don't. Believe me, it would probably be a lot better for the posts if they were over one, because you've got videos, shorts, lives, playlists, and then got to scroll over a little bit to get to the posts, right? But there's probably 20,000 photos on there from over the years. You can't count them. It doesn't give you a count. That's the thing about YouTube. It doesn't give you a count. You can do 10 in a row, and that's what I do, 10 in a row, and then you go down to another 10. But there's no less than 15,000 on there if there's one photos, strictly. Tumblr, same way. Tumblr's probably got I don't know about 3/4. That probably 3/4 that close to. But X and Blue Sky do their shit kind of the same way. You have to let's take another tour into make-believe Orbsy land again. You have to do 4. You can do 4 at a time and 3 sets of 4 on a post, so you can do 12 on a post there. Now Tumblr and YouTube, you can do 10 in a post. Threads, you can do 20. Pinterest, you can do 20. Snapchat, I don't know how many you can do. I've done up to 100. Or no, I did 80. I think that might be the limit, but that you can at least do that over on Snappity Chat. Okay, so yeah, well, there we go. I'm not gonna scroll all the fucking way back, but you see what I mean? So we're different names. Now you can also find all these places under the regular name of it, which is the Larry Locken channel. Yeah, see, Larry, try to get something to hit play. You know, I have all this technical shit go wrong. It's the Pleiadian in me. You Pleiadian souls know what I'm talking about, especially American ones. But on Blue Sky and X, you can do 4, 4, and 4 in a post. So 4 rows, then you can hit another row, 4 in a row, another 4 in a row. Now, you can keep doing more. All that people probably go, oh, no, I can do more than that. Well, it won't show up, though. You could do more. You can do a few more, and it isn't going to show up. Like on Blue Sky, it'll let you do more than 4 in one of the parts of the post. It'll let you do more than 4, but it won't show more than 4, right? That's it. Now, X, it'll stop you with the 4, but it won't stop you after you've done 3 of the 4, and it'll let you still go in on that one post, but it isn't going to show anything more. So a lot of people don't get that. Another thing about a page I want to share, and this if you have your own page, this is sometimes vital, and you might not know this unless you get a lot of traffic going through there. If you invite somebody likes a post on your page, and you invite them, because it gives you then a chance to invite them to like it or follow the page if they're not already. You have to do it twice to get it to go right away. Otherwise, it can take up to a week to get to them, and sometimes it don't at all. But if you don't have to people come through, you'd know whether they liked it or not. So it really isn't, probably going to be an issue. But if you get quite a bit of traffic, you have to go in and you have to invite them. Okay. Then you have to go back out. You can't just refresh it. A lot of stupid motherfuckers will hear what I said, and they'll just refresh it, and it'll say invite again, and it will. Nope, can't do it that way. You have to go out of it again, go back in, and hit invite again. You have to do that twice. Once invite, go back out, come back in, hit invite. And that'll send it right away to them. Now, they started doing this years ago. I would presume that Facebook did it for reasons of trolls. And you can't really blame them in a way. I mean, there were a lot of fuckers out there that are try to take the cheap way out and get something for nothing. And, infringe on somebody like me that's trying to get something for nothing. I don't really care for that. Anyway. So, but you can find me at the Larry Locken channel, find our work there. But all these are names that you will see over there. We'll go through it again, class, one last time. Okay, so, well, boy, I really did a long job on this, putting all this shit together. So here we are. Okay, here, we're finally back at the beginning. Okay, so there. We are at the Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs page. What the? I'm gonna kick this tablet's ass afterward. It's really okay. Blooper reel time, huh? Yeah, dude. I know. Okay, well maybe it'll start playing in a minute. Sometimes you know what's weird is with TikTok, with shit loaded from TikTok, and this was put together on TikTok, and now and the slideshow is just running through scoops. You can't fast forward real quick. It takes a minute. When you try to fast forward, it takes a few seconds, actually about 15 seconds. And I'm assuming the reason that is because it's so goddamn fast in downloading. It's some kind of quantum way that's not perfected yet of downloading their shit. So that's probably what it is. But, you know, we've got Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs page. Yes. And we've got, of course, God, old school. We've got the YouTube channel under the same name. Remember, like 20,000 posts. We'd appreciate it if you guys would check these places out if you're on any of these other platforms. You know, if you're on Lemonade. It's so great. Blue Sky, you know, gray sky, gray skies always clear up, and you always put on a happy face over at Blue Sky. Let's see, X, yeah, I wish all my X's would move to Texas, but that's a whole other story. Tumblr, I'm the tumbling orb, we're not a fumbler, we couldn't be any more humbler. We're a rumbler, we're going to Tumblr. And then we're on the orb scoop. Scoopy, scoopity-doo. Scoopy, scoopy-toopy-too. You know, we love our scoop, the orb scoop. And it's so interesting. We're so Pinteresting. We are the Pinteresting orbs. We're the cockeyed camera view. Oh, no, got it right there. Yeah, well, you know, and that's kind of how it became on a day or a night like that. Then we are at Snapchat. Snap, snippity, snap, snappity, snip, snippity, snap. Chat, where the orb snaps. We could be there in a snap. You today could be over at Snapchat in a snap. You go there in a snap and chat. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't say that. And Threads. We don't dread Threads. I need my meds. I probably should go to bed. I don't need any more street cred. I can't grow any dreads, but I'm over on Threads. Yay. Of course, yes. Oh, my beautiful thing. Oh, yeah, the pink Lemonadian Pleiadian. Oh, I forgot to mention about the Lemonadian Pleiadian, my homie, the Lemonadian Pleiadian. A couple times a week, you know, maybe sometimes once a week, we get a little 1-minute channeling. It can be up to 3 now that Lemonade finally has listened to me. And man, I wrote letters, I bitched and complained. I said, you know, you're like Threads and Scoops and Blue Sky and shit, but why can't you have your format go 3 minute or 2:59 like they do? And they finally did. Yeah, I don't think they listened to me, but I mean, it was just coincide. I put it out to the universe, I guess. Yeah, well, you know, and so that... It seems like I'm forgetting something. I guess not. Yeah, TikTok and Instagram, like I said, we're on there too, but we just post, I just put reels together. I don't put pictures there. Well, I do, but they're in a video reel with music, right? Okay, I don't think it would do any good to put pictures there. Maybe it would get a better reception. I doubt it. And if it would, well, they try to be listening to the music I like anyway, so fuck them. They'll have to go over to one of these places. Unless somebody asked me to do it. You know what? All it would take, seriously, is one person asking me to start doing it like that, too, over there, and I would. I would. But, you know, I just don't think it would make any difference with everything going on. You know, it's there in the music. Yeah, well, and the Blue Sky really loved... Okay, check it out. Blue Sky, the thing is, I love the energy there. The energy is really a cool, soothing, relaxing, comfortable energy for a format. The only problem is, you youngsters, is it's, you know, ask Kirsty Crawford of Soul Guidance Free Spirit, and, you know, this girl, Sandy Zarka, who's a page follower, but Kirsty is too, but Kirsty has a lot of shit going on. She's huge on TikTok and Instagram and getting bigger and bigger, but she's got her Facebook page, and I said, hey, why don't you go check out Blue Sky? Why don't you try that out? We'll see what it's like. And, you know, she went over there, and she got back to me. She's like, man, it's flat over there. And I said, well... I thought you might say that, but I thought maybe that, I guess I'm just getting old. I thought maybe it might be kind of close. So, well, I'll see what I can do over there. But yeah, well, you know, it's getting there though. It's coming along, but the energy's really great over there. I wish more starseeds would check it out and vibe out of their little stuck in one place mode. You know, get on these places. You don't have to go to them, but have a fucking account to them. I mean, if you're going to be on one of them all the goddamn time anyway. You know, and don't go by what anybody says. You know, if you buy into anything you ever heard about TikTok, like months back about it, you have no clue. It'd be like this. Go into TikTok. If you've never been to TikTok, for most people, now, I don't know how it was years ago, but in the last year, it'd be like being all psyched out because you thought, and you say you didn't like horror movies at all, you hated them, but you were going to have to go see one. You had to go do it. You were being forced to. So that time came. You've been thinking about this all week. And then once you got there, they weren't showing a horror movie. They were showing fucking Bugs Bunny or something. It really is benign over there. In fact, they're the most strict. They're the most strict social media platform by a long shot. Really. And I deal with them all. So, I mean, I know. It's not, my bias or anything. No, they are. And there are a lot of dumb motherfuckers that say, I had this one person, I don't do TikTok. Well, she was smart, and I told her and explained this shit to her. And, she went and got on there. Yeah, I mean, I don't do TikTok. Why? Because she heard some preconceived notions. See, I had too. I had heard that it was the kind of place where, basically this is the impression I got, was that it was some fucking format where you could go jump up, have a video of yourself jumping up on a table going wooga, 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 and get all kinds of likes. Okay. Well, that would be funny to me, but it's not quite like that. To see any weird shit over there at all, you have to go searching for it hardcore. Unless you have friends that are into weird shit like that, right? And you're seeing some of the shit that their friends have posted because you're going down that feed endlessly. But I don't really do that. I don't use that shit for social reasons. I use it for my brand. I'm not there for but I do look through shit. But you have to go searching for anything weird. You really do. It's not, and if you find it just by scrolling, it's because you got some fucking weirdo Rama of a friend that's into that kind of weird shit, or they got a friend that is. Yeah, you ain't gonna find it there. It's pretty tightly controlled. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is their music policy. Their music policy is 1 minute flat. All these other places except YouTube, but YouTube you can get away with it too a little bit. TikTok, more than 1 minute of music, you can't. Sometimes I can get an old song and have it recorded a little bit slower, and it'll throw through there and roll through, roll through their copyright bullshit. But yeah, Facebook, anywhere, $2.59. Now, they'll only provide you with 1.5 minutes of music in their little selection. That's why you don't use their fucked up music. You use your own, right, and edit it to the part you want it at. Instead of being lazy and just picking a song from there. You take an hour to do it like I do and edit it again into a 3-hour song. About a 3-minute clip takes me about 3 hours, So, I know, who's the idiot, right? But, yeah, other than that, it's kind of like a prehistoric quantum computing. Now, Instagram and TikTok have the same kind of formats, basically. They're the same kind of format, structure-wise. Just about 100%. The difference is between the two. One of them is like going to a really lively partying disco for a dance, and the other one's like going to the senior center on a Friday night. It's for the cakewalk. I mean, one of them is really just flat. But Instagram, you can put up videos that are $2.59 and less. So TikTok, I think they got paranoid when they were threatened to be shut down and all that bullshit, and I don't know what it is, but people are like that, though. They get, something happens, and then they, instead of just curtailing a little bit of what they were doing, right, they fucking do a 380, and no, I'm going to do this, and and they get all paranoid because they don't want to think it through and deal with it. I've seen it for years, and it's one of my pet peeves when people do that. I don't understand why they would do that, and I just go back. They get all paranoid because they don't want to deal with it. Fuck, bring the drama on. Bring it on. Bring it, deal with it. Don't run. And don't run. Brother Larry will make it follow you. Face it head on. Punch it in the fucking mouth. That's what I've done my whole life. I mean, I've had to. So, that's the places you can find us. On the Facebook page, I'll put up links again to all these, or at least, explain where you can get them. I mean, maybe I won't do the link, but I'll say that we're this at that. And if somebody really wanted to go there, they would do that. I'm not going to provide, I'm not going to go out of my way to put a link there. Fuck it. If they don't want to go there, they don't have to. I mean, if they don't want to type in something, they really didn't want to see it anyway. So that's just kind of how it is, man. And, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a separate, I might just do that on purpose, even though I could put the link. Just so, people that really want to check it out will. I'm not interested in getting somebody just told, well, they clicked on it, they weren't gonna, and then they really, really liked it. No, well, that's their loss. Honestly, I mean, you know, I work 16 hours a fucking day for nothing doing this stuff for the love of it. So I'm not gonna, you can tell why I wouldn't want to go to that link. You know, people need to do a little bit. So anyway, that's about it. So there's where we're at. It's it, and that's that, snippety snap. So let's review one last time. We're on Facebook at Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs page. That has a YouTube channel of the 5 we have in the family. That's called the Larry Locken 4 channel. At Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs. Yes, the handle name and the name are different. You can do that on YouTube. Not a lot of people realize that. Francesca Rose hit me onto that about a year ago. That you can do that. You know, she's like, why didn't you ever thought about using your name on your brand? I said, well, I thought about it, but, well, maybe you should. And I said, well, maybe I should. So I went and did it with all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but I kept the old names with them. Okay, so you can find us there on YouTube. You can also then go from there, Lemonade, the Lemonadian, Pleiadian, Lemon, number 8, DIAN, Lemonadian, Pleiadian, Blue Sky, Pleiadian Blue Sky Orbs, X, we're the Absorbed X, and on Tumblr, we're no fumbler, we're a rumbler, we couldn't be any more humbler, because we're on Tumblr, yeah, okay. Yeah, exciting shit. We're also on Snappity Snippety Snoppity Chat. Has the Larry Locken channel at Snappy Orbs. At the Orb Snaps, Orb Snaps. Yep, we're there. We're on Pinterest because we're so Pinteresting. We're the very Pinteresting orbs. Oh, I forgot on Tumblr, we're the Tumbling Orb, by the way. The Tumbling Orb on Tumblr. So, and then after that, Larry Locken 4 channel, Threading Orbs. Threading orbs, yes. I'm not threading needles, we're threading orbs. Okay, and I think that about covers it. I'm sure there is one that I'm missing somewhere in my mind. Pinterest, yeah, I think I got them all. There's like 9 of them. And then, of course, TikTok and Instagram. I explain that 5 times. We just do videos there unless somebody wanted me to do photos. But then if they ask me that, Brother Larry might get kind of offended because I might be worried they didn't like my music, and then I might really have to, I don't know, man, I might have to really just ball up and get really depressed and wonder why, and ask the stars in the sky, why are there clouds? Why are there flies? Why are there girls and guys? Why are there stars in the sky? So I might have to do that. I might get the impression. But then, then I'd realize, well, maybe they just want to download the picture, which is fine. I'm fine. You can download all our shit. I don't care. I'm not, all my stuff, I don't give a fuck about people taking it and using it. It's flattering. Some people get anal about people using their shit. Fuck that shit. I mean, now, if they went and made $1 million with it or something, okay, I could understand. But come on, man. It isn't yours to begin with. Even if you took, it's not yours. It's creations. It's all of ours. I look at that with my shit that I do. And there's no more sincere form of flattery, period, than somebody imitating you or somebody taking and using your stuff. Instead of getting all pissed, there's no, I don't care how big of a compliment they give you. That's just fucking bullshit words. Tell all that shit walking. Yeah, but there is no more sincere form of flattery. Just like, when Weird Al Yankovic copies somebody's song. There's no more sincere form of, a couple guys that got bent out of shape over the years, but fuck, they're the minority. They're just anal motherfuckers. I mean, there's no more sincere form of flattery than on a stage like that or anywhere to be imitated, right? And not mocked, but imitated. Well, the way Weird Al does it's fine. I wouldn't care what he said about me in a song. I mean, that'd be funny as fuck. Whatever he said about me, as long as he said I wasn't raping goats or some shit, right? But there's no more sincere form. So if somebody wants to use your stuff, it means they like it. It doesn't mean they're using it to piss you off. So I guarantee you, none of these people took your post, your picture, shared it, downloaded it, right? None of them did it because, oh man, I'm gonna really fuck with this person, and because you'd know it. It'd be somebody you already had a grudge or a dealing with or whatever, and it was real obvious, unless it was just your paranoid mind. But nobody took one of those things from you. because they didn't like it. I mean, they liked it. Can't you take that as a compliment instead of, you know, falling all over themselves to tell you how wonderful it is themselves and then begging you if they can share it? Fuck all that. You know, I don't ask. I just do it. And if they don't want me to, then I say, okay. You know, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Well, I don't ask for forgiveness in that case, but I just realize I consider the source, and they're not quite ascended in the mind, and they're still about that meism. You know what I mean? But then again, too, look, I mean, if somebody took your shit and went and made a whole ton of money, I get it, man. I fuck, get your, you know, hey, man, you gotta get paid. I would be pissed. But if, in short of them making $1 million, I don't give a fuck if it was a couple bucks, $100, you know, a couple, even up to, I don't know what, a couple thousand, who cares? But, I mean, if they made it into the millions, yeah, I mean, I'd want to fucking cut big time. But that's a different story. I mean, you're talking something. It's one thing to be like that on that level, but it's another thing when you're doing it over, you know, over peanuts. And so that's the way it is. Yeah, you know, and there's not a lot of money to be made in that shit anyway. I mean, my orbs page, look, you know how much money it has? It has made money. Oh, it's made money over the years. Yeah, it's made 99 fucking cents once. And the thing is, I didn't know anything about it. I was looking through something, and I found that we had, and I'm like, what? But I couldn't, I had, at that point when I saw it, I had like a day to fill out all this shit to get that money for 99 cents. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not dealing with this right now. And so, yeah, even the 99 cents I got, I couldn't get. Yeah, so anybody's ever bitched before, I just tell them, well, we can all divvy up that 99 cents. I get 50% of it right off the bat because it's my page, and then we'll divvy out the rest. And yeah, if you live overseas, if you pay for all the shipping and handling, I'll send you your penny. For all your, you know, there's been a couple people that got anal like that, and I just tell them straight up, you know, hey, yeah, here, I'll send you a penny. You send me a self-addressed envelope, and then you can take it and mail it off in a letter to yourself. But, you know, I'm honored. If people share my stuff, I'm honored. I'd be really flattered. I mean, really, I'd be really flattered to see it posted somewhere else and somebody take even credit for it. I don't care. I mean, if I hear about them becoming the next Lady Gaga or something because of it, well, yeah, then I'll care. But, I mean, that's a fucking stretch, dude. That's a once in a fluke of a several lifetime stretch. It'll never happen to you in a million years. So, yeah, we're all one, and this is all creation, right? It's all, put it out there. Be happy that you have the ability and the gift to see these things and put these things out there. And if somebody shares your shit without asking, so what? Don't take it on, don't, you know, I don't know, you can if you want, but I mean, it says everything about a person almost, if they're that way. It definitely, it doesn't say everything because you don't know them, but what it does say is it says a lot about their growth level in the mind. One girl not too long ago had all these she's like, oh, but if somebody shares my stuff without asking, it's bad energy, but if they do share it, I want to know that. She had all these demands, and I'm like, you gotta be, girl, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They ain't that fucking great. I mean, anybody can do these photos, the ones she was doing. I mean, with a little bit of skill and a couple times practicing it. I mean, really, they were a couple good photos, but I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, girl. Nah, I think I'll pass. Nice knowing you, kid. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, show me the money. I have 4 words for people. It's just like when people want to keep asking me for advice about channeling the extraterrestrials, I do time and time again. I will work with somebody for free till the end of time. But if I don't see them eventually like doing something themselves or getting out there, or like so many starseeds will do, they'll type all day, but they won't come on the air and talk a little bit. You know, my words will finally, it took me about a decade to realize this. I have 4 words for them at some point. Show me the money. Show me the money. If you're going to want to take my time, I'll tell you what, why don't you do an energy transfer from me? Go donate $1. I don't even want the money, but you can't donate less than $1 on those cash apps and shit. So I say, why don't you donate $1 one time? And I'll give you, you know, for quite a while of my time here and there. No, man, birds chirping. It's a good way. And I wish I'd have figured that earlier, because I've even told someone, I went so far as telling one dude, I'm like, hey, I'll just show a video of yourself going over there. And even if you don't have any money, going over there and go into the effort of taking the 20 seconds it would take you. I said, your dumb ass will be on there for Amazon for shit you want. So it'd be easy for you to do. Now, But that's, I love everybody in humanity, but I come from a hard background and I'm not a pushover. And I mean, petty shit to me is not worth, losing any sleep or haggling with somebody over. Like I said, if we're talking $100,000, $1 million contract, hell yeah, that's a game change. That's a game changer. But not over all this other bullshit. Yeah, I just say forget it. And plus, I don't want personally, about energy. I don't want that energy around either. If somebody's a pain in the ass like that, and see that, and the orbs aren't. Hey, the orbs are wonderful, but they'll be the first to tell you they're not perfect either. They pick some. They have they're pretty much perfect, but they pick some a couple times. They pick some real doozies to try to help out, and I've had a good laugh with them about it. I mean, they told me about it. They're like, yeah, they just weren't ready to get it. I mean, they loved taking photos of us, but that was all. They were just starstruck. They wouldn't get into that mode of talking to us and putting that out there. And I'm like, well, but I didn't have that problem with them because they contacted me. They came right to me. I didn't want these orbs and all these 30 other collectives I channel. I didn't ask any of these motherfuckers to come into my life. They did. That's how I affectionately put it. I love them all, but yeah, they tune into my radio frequency. So that's kind of how it is. And yeah, check us all out on all those formats, please. If you're over there, go there today. Call your friends. I mean, if you still got a phone book, that wherever you live, get the phone book out. I mean, get on there. I mean, get in there, open it up to the white pages. Call Tom, call Betty, call Bob, call Lou, call Mark, call Josh, call Robert, call Tim, call Sam, call Scott, call Diane. Call Gertrude, call Gladys, call Evelyn, call them all. Get out there. And I mean, if you don't have one at home, go to the phone book. Get a phone book at the library. They still have them. And you can start calling people and start telling them to go to the Pleiadian Angelic Rainbow Orbs page on Facebook. You go today without delay. There's no tomorrow. It'll be so sorrow if you do late. So get over there today and call, go knock on your friends and neighbors' door. Tell them to go over there and then check us out on all those formats. I'm serious. Get in there. Start calling people again, call Sven, call Igor, call Olaf, call Roberto, call Maria, send a letter to Maria, call Ricky, tell him not to lose that number because it's the only one he'll want. He'll probably use it if he feels better when he gets it home. If not, he can send it off in a letter to himself. But rock and lock and 1 2 1 2 out.